the year I turned pro for skating, I also decided to become a painter, sort of naively. I went to Europe for a skate contest and, grew up here, so I didn't have a huge exposure to culture, and visiting Europe for the first time was just a giant inspiration. I literally came back saying, like, that's it, I'm gonna become a painter, because I looked at the museums and everything when I was there and just like fell in love with the whole European relationship to art. I feel like art was more ingrained as opposed to the suburbia that I lived in. There was public sculpture and people I felt even in talking to people that there was like a real heavy respect for art and artists. So I came back from that trip and decided I started buying canvases and I'm just gonna paint. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, this painting just came from, it's sort of an aside. I have all these plans for these paintings that deal with suburbia and especially like the beach and the sort of weird beach suburbia I live in. But then this just happened. We were driving to the beach through the tract here, and this guy was just sitting there doing that. As we saw it, we both were like, whoa, look at that, it looks like a Huck painting. And I was like, I missed it, we had to go around the block. So we like literally drove around the block, and Deanna was driving, so she drove, I rolled down the window and drove up and just shot a photo as I went by. There's always a report saying like, don't use water, don't water your lawn in the middle of the day. And this guy, this is like, for me, it's a departure, because I usually don't like to use a photograph as the basis for a painting. And so I adapted some of the things in it, but in general, this is kind of like essentially what I saw. People say like, what about being an artist? I'm just like, I've always been an artist. I just didn't stop like most people. That's what happens, is most people grow up and they just stop playing. That's what it is. And a lot of art is just play. You like have a fresh sheet of paper and you're just like, someone's gonna look at this and we're gonna talk, that's the interaction. It's like, I'm gonna draw something and you're gonna laugh at it or think about it or whatever. And it could be as direct as just a comic strip or something, like a little doodle or graffiti or anything. All of it is some sort of communication. And I think most people just grow out of it, because kids always draw. Every kid draws. Why don't we keep doing that when we're adults? I always joke about that I didn't have any culture here in Southern California, so I would really like get culture from the bookstore and the mall. The people I hang out with are skaters and stuff, so I'm not in the art world. I'm in the art world as far as that I work with 3 galleries and am participating in art fairs and stuff, but that's not my like day-to-day thing. I don't sit around reading art form, and like, I probably should, but I don't. So a lot of these older, like ones in the back are just like, some of them are actually like written on from, like really old. This one's 76. Like Pontchartrain. Wow. Dear Connie, that's my grandma. Thanks so much for mailing back Helter Skelter. The TV movie is very well done. What? I didn't even read that before. That's crazy. Family. Yeah. That's insane.